conversation.
Okay, here we go. Oh, let me just say, I've told a lot of people about you, about how miserable you were, and how now you can actually walk on your own. And I still get goosebumps thinking about it, but you can tell me, go start from wherever you want to start and give us the story of what you had to go through.
A small
Oh,
rendition, that doesn't that go.
Okay. A friend of mine referred me, Dr. Rodriguez. I was thinking not to go because I thought that it was the same all other doctors, because he was general doctor and acupuncturist. But I love when she told me that he was an acupuncture doctor. I love to put me needles on my body.
so this was a friend of the family or a close friend?
A close friend.
Okay, now before she talked to you, how many other doctors had you gone to, and how many other medications had you been taking?
Well, I have a few doctors, and they gave me a lot of medication. One of them, it was the Embro, but they gave me another kind, different kind. They put me on a infusion, different kind, and pills. And I was thinking if one day I was thinking if I didn't take it, I was gonna ruin it more than what I feel. So I started taking it, but sometimes or most of the time I didn't feel no good.
So you didn't feel better?
No, I feel worse.
You felt worse?
Worse. All the time, if I go to the doctor, I was crying. When my husband took me inside of the car, crying, yelling. When he put me down from the car, it's the same. It was the same thing. Even though one time, one lady from the parking lot, she told me, you need help? She was thinking that my husband was hitting me or something, doing something to me.
Yeah. And
I said, no, I'm sorry, but it's like, because my illness, I have a rheumatoid arthritis, so I not feel good. I feel miserable.
So how long were you not able to walk? When did your legs really started giving you problems? How long ago was that?
When the doctor told me that he's gonna take the medicine for a few days because it was making worse with me. She took it out, and then like for 1 or 2 months I was staying for nothing. That's when I got deep, more deep, and I was in bed like for 3-4 years.
3 or 4 years?
Yes,
that's right. You went to one doctor who said you had a broken hip?
Yeah, it was in the middle.
Okay.
In the middle of my illness.
Okay.
Because they told me, they make me that scan, first the x-rays and then the scans to make sure that my left side hip need a replacement. The doctor told me that I need a replacement, hip replacement. And I think that I was broken. And when I see another doctor, he told me, you're not broken. They're gonna broke your bone.
Okay.
They were not doctors, really. These were specialists.
Okay. So
hip replacement.
Okay, so that was some confusion. They said that you needed your hip replaced, and they were going to have to break it and put a new one in, but you thought it was broken.
Yes.
So you didn't use it. So you were in bed for how long?
Like 4 to 5 years.
Wow.
In bed. My husband took me from one place to another, from the bed to the toilet. He took a bath for me. He do everything. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even feed by myself.
Wow. I mean, you say that, and I still can't. I can't even. So he would take you to the doctors, and they would see how bad you were. What would they do? What would they think? What were they doing?
Well, he said that all my body and all my joints, I need this little thing that we have it in, and I don't have in my joints.
Oh,
so it's gonna be worse and worse and worse until you couldn't move at all.
Okay.
So the way that you can move, he told me, is put in the infusion and see what kind your body is gonna take. So that's why he changed it in one to another one.
So about how many did he change it from to? About how many?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. So even though they was changing all his medicine, you weren't getting any better.
No.
And so what?
And you know what? I'm sorry to bother. When I was really bad in bed, I was thinking I didn't think, well, I started thinking, but then I do. I try to do arrangements for my funeral.
Yeah.
And I talked to my elders in my congregation, and I talked to the funeral, and I told them that incinerate it because it was the lowest price. I said, well, $2,000 is too much for me, but better than something else. So I do that too.
So you had arranged your own funeral.
Yes.
Because you felt that bad.
Yes.
Wow. So now how do you feel?
I could believe it. I still.
So you're able to do things around the house.
And sometimes I feel like I couldn't walk, but all of a sudden I feel some pain in my back, and then when I get up, the pain goes away.
Okay.
I feel the pain like in my back. I said, well, I feel the pain when I sit, so I start walking, and I start doing dishes, I start folding clothes and doing things, and I couldn't believe sometimes that I do those things for myself. Well, it's a lot of help for my husband.
Oh yeah.
For me, it's something that sometimes I still can't believe it. I have a friend of mine, and sometimes she goes and visits me, and she says that she couldn't believe it. And I said, well, I couldn't believe it either. I was feeling very miserable. I was thinking that I was going to die. So if I live now, I feel so happy, but I think that I live for helping somebody else to do something for me, myself, and my inside, and for another people.
Okay. Now, I told everybody that you guys were dancing. Doing the two-step. So do you mind doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just do the two-step. Oh, let me see. It's not coming out well, but on any account, that's good. So you went from being bedridden to now being able to two-step. Fantastic. Let me show you your footwork, but I can't get it. Let me see. There it goes. Wow. Fantastic.